We, the jury, in the above entitled case, find the defendant not guilty of a murder.
Tonight, Michael Jackson walks away a free man, acquitted on all counts in his child molestation trial. We'll hear from reporters who are inside the courtroom and outside among the fans for the dramatic climax to this trial. And we'll speak with Jackson camp insiders and more, and it's all next on Larry King Live. Momentarily, we'll be talking to a whole panel of people, and I'm joined here in New York by Cynthia McFadden, ABC News senior legal correspondent. We spoke on the phone earlier with Jermaine Jackson, one of Michael's brothers, and we'll be talking with him by phone tonight during the program. And tomorrow night, Tom Mesereau, the defense attorney, will be our exclusive primetime news guest. That's tomorrow night. Tom Mesereau, the defense attorney. But let's begin in the opening segment with Paul Rodriguez, better known as juror number 80, the jury foreman, the retired high school counselor. How tough was this for you, Paul, first to serve on jury duty?
It was tough because it's been added since about the middle of January when I first got my summons to appear for jury duty. So it's been tough. It's been a long, long haul. Was there a key to this decision? Was there a key to this decision?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just couldn't buy the story of the mother, for one, and the corresponding stories of the children. They were too much like the mother's, although, you know, it's almost like they rehearsed it in so many ways. And anyway, some of the timelines weren't matching up. So, yeah. Those were the things we probably looked at.
Was it difficult not to hold all the prior things against him? The film, the settlement years ago, did that enter into the discussion?
Yes, it did. It entered into the discussion, and we probably spent quite a bit of time referring to that case and coming back to it on various occasions, just depending on what we were talking about or deliberating about at that moment. So, yeah, it did enter into it, but in the final analysis, that's not what we needed to use for determining the guilt or not guilty verdict.
When you left on Friday, did you have a pretty good idea it would be over on Monday?
No, we did not. When we left on Friday, we all decided that we needed to do something to get away from this and just think about other things, because we knew it was going to be, we thought it's going to be another few days before we would finish up. And we just didn't think it'd go this quickly, especially not today on a Monday.
So what happened today?
Well, what happened today is that we started out with this whole thing on the conspiracy charges, and that was on day one, and we couldn't get anywhere even after reading the instructions over and over again. There's 98 pages of instructions, and so we referred to that, and since we were just at opposite ends and too many issues there, so we decided to go on to something else. And after we did that, just a few things were left, plus a conspiracy charge. So we went back to that, and we had a clear mind and a clearer focus on what we needed to do, and that's how we ended the day, or ended the whole
Are you
scenario.
saying that the other charges were clearer than the conspiracy?
No, there was some, we had to do a timeline in order to get the charges clearer in our minds as far as the molestation charges, but that just seemed to come together a lot faster than what we thought it would. We thought that would be one of the toughest things, but it came together a lot faster than the conspiracy. And the conspiracy, we might have been able to get that done sooner, but we decided that, let's go see if we can get some other issues taken care of, and we'll come back to that, and that's basically the way we approached it.
I don't want to knock pundits, Juror 80, but most of the pundits said the conspiracy was the easiest one. That would be not guilty. The hardest would be the others.
Yeah, it was. That's why I say we came back to it, and I don't know why we just tabled it, but we decided to table it. And you're right, it was one of the easier ones to do, but I think that also it balanced out with just by completing the other charges against him.
How did Michael appear to you in court? What was it like to look at this for all these days?
Well, there for a while, you look at him and you watch his demeanor, you watch his body language, and yeah, there was days he looked awful. There was days he looked like he had plenty of sleep. But after a while, you lose concentration that he's even there. You know, you're focusing on what's being said in the courtroom, what the lawyers are saying, what the witnesses are testifying to. So he became like secondary to the whole thing, although that's why we were there in the first place, is because of him.
When it was finally decided unanimous, not guilty, were you happy for him?
No, not really. I think it's just a job that we had to get done, and we did the best that we could. And we just felt that the job was completed, and rather, I don't know, there was some tears from some of the jury members. I don't know if there was tears of happiness or tears that it was over with, but you know, I had really personally had no real feelings one way or the other. I just felt like we needed to leave there with a clear mind and saying we did the best that we could with the evidence that we had presented to us.
Couple of other quick things.
Couple
of quick things. I thank you for giving us the time. Did his lifestyle, which had to be uncommon to 99.5% of all the people, did that throw you?
We did consider that a lot, you know, just him sleeping with children and so on and so forth. There's not too many grown men that we know that would do that. But again, we had to base it on the evidence presented to us and come out of there with deciding on everything with beyond a reasonable doubt. And I can't emphasize that enough. So if the evidence was there, we would have worked with it, but everything's lacking, so we just didn't have anything that we needed to complete the case.
One other thing before I let you go, Cynthia McFadden has a question for you. Cynthia?
Yeah, I was wondering, the allegations of past abuse that the prosecutor presented, the so-called 1108 evidence, did you find any of those other allegations credible?
Yes, we did. You know, to a certain degree, we couldn't take that as complete evidence to use that as information that we needed to complete this case. We could just use that as information presented to us of what a pattern could have been developed or so on and so forth.
So you did think there might have been a pattern, just not proof beyond a reasonable doubt in this case. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Paul, I thank you very much. Thank you for the time, man. It was terrific of you. I know it's been a tough day for you. Thank you very much, and thank you for your service.
Okay, thank you.
Joining us now by phone is Tito Jackson, one of Michael Jackson's brothers. He's on a cell phone kicking in and out. Are you there, Tito?
Hey, Larry, how are you?
How are you? Where were you? Were you in the courtroom?
Yes, I was in the courtroom.
Did you drive back with Michael?
I'm sorry, Larry?
Did you drive back in the car with Michael?
I was in the car behind of Michael's vehicle, third car. I was in the third car.
What happened when they announced the verdict in your heart? What was your feeling? Were you worried?
Of course, everyone would be worried, but as they kept reading the accounts, pressure was lifting off me, and I was holding my mom tight, and we all cried through every count. We cried through every count of justice has finally deserved, and Mike's a free man.
What's the first thing he said to you?
He told me he loved me, and I told him I love you too.
Well, how did he hold up today?
Well, it would be hard on anyone, you know. Michael kept his strength, and he hung in there, and he didn't do any of this, and I think it was a very personal thing on Tom Stetton's part, and we're going to come into your show, and we'll be able to get more into that. But Larry, you know, I also have here with me is my brother Jermaine, so he wants to get on the phone as well.
Okay, put him on.
So I'm gonna pass it over to you.
All right.
Hi, Larry.
Hi, Jermaine. I look forward to sitting down with you in person, but I thank you for joining us with Tito. Did you ride back with Michael, or were you in a different car?
I was in the third car, but we were very, 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 very happy. And like we always felt at the very beginning and knew, he was 1,000% innocent. And I'll just say this, it takes one person to tell the truth, but it takes many to concoct a lie. And that's what you saw there. And I just feel that the community up there in Santa Maria is a wonderful community. They're wonderful taxpayers, but the people who are in power and who are in authority, boy, they need some work, because what they have done to, well, what they tried to do in the lies that they put out there against my family and Michael is just ridiculous. And at the same time, to report, there are reporters reporting all this stuff and going on and on and on, and then go take a poll and try to see what the poll is going to be around the U.S. is just unfair. I mean, we kept quiet because we knew all the time justice was going to be served. It was on our side, but we can't control what the media is going to say because they weren't reporting the right thing. So they were swaying or all the viewers and all the public's opinion.
Were you surprised, though, therefore, in view of that, with public opinion polls and the condition of the Santa Maria power structure as you saw it, were you surprised by any part of this verdict?
I wasn't surprised by any part of this verdict because I always felt and always said that Michael was 1,000% innocent. I know why this was done, and I'll say it again. Tito and I would love to sit down with you and share it with the world because what's important is that people know who we are and really know who Michael really is. And that's what's most important. He's a wonderful, wonderful person. And Neverland was never built to do what they tried to say. Neverland was built to bring happiness to the kids who are terminally ill and who just want to give them a brighter day. That's all it was built for.
How are his kids?
His kids are fine. They're all fine, and the family is just stronger. We were strong before, but we're stronger now. And so I dare anybody to try to stand up against us because we are very strong, and that's what a family's supposed to be.
And what are you doing tonight?
Excuse me?
What are you doing tonight?
I'm going to go to sleep early. We're going to just probably rest because we've been tired. This has been a long 2 years or more, just grueling, and just we're just going to just hug each other and jump up and down, and we can't wait to share this with you when we see you.
Yeah, I look forward to it. And is Michael going to work again soon?
I really don't know. Right now, he's going to rest, but you know, it's in his blood, it's in his bones, and so. But he's going to rest right now and get past all of this. But I will say, thank you to all the supporters around the world and the people who always believed and still believe in my family and Michael and all of us. So thank you very, very much, Larry.
Thank you, T. Do you want to stay on or you want to come on later in the week?
I want to talk to you in person so you can really, because Tito and I got so much to say because we were the ones there and just really.
All right.
We got something to say.
We'll set it up for you and Tito. And thanks so much for doing this.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Jermaine and Tito Jackson, two of Michael's brothers. The whole panel will assemble. Your calls later. We'll be right back.
We, the jury, in the above entitled case, find the defendant not guilty of conspiracy, not guilty of a lewd act upon a minor child, not guilty of administering an intoxicating agent to assist in the commission of a felony as charged in count 7 of the indictment.